God doesn't always speak through thunder or fire. More often, his voice is gentle, like a whisper through the noise, a quiet stirring in your spirit. You don't have to strain to hear him. You just have to be still. This reflection invites you to listen not with your ears, but with your heart. In the middle of your stress, your overthinking, your constant movement, God is speaking, not to overwhelm you, but to draw you close. His voice won't compete with the chaos. It waits for your attention, your stillness, your trust. What noise in your life might be drowning out the gentle voice of God? The world is loud, full of pressure, opinions, and endless distractions. But God's voice doesn't match the noise. It's quieter, deeper, more personal. It speaks to the parts of you that words can't reach. This reflection reminds you that hearing him isn't about volume, it's about posture, a listening heart, a soul willing to slow down. God often speaks in moments you're tempted to rush past, in the silence, in stillness, in the soft conviction that nudges you back to truth. He doesn't force himself in. He waits to be welcomed. What would change if you gave more space for God's quiet voice in your everyday life? You may be waiting for a sign, a word, something clear and bold. But God's gentleness is intentional. He doesn't overpower. You were never meant to be driven by fear, but drawn by love. This reflection reminds you that God's voice brings peace, not panic. When he speaks, it calms your fears, not fuels them. His whispers reach the deepest places, offering clarity wrapped in grace. To hear him, you don't need to shout, you need to soften. Be present, be honest, and let your heart become the quiet place where his voice is heard. What would it look like to respond to God's voice with the same gentleness he speaks with? If you feel God's whisper today, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to hear more. God often speaks in ways that challenge your pace. While the world rushes, he waits. While everything demands your attention, he invites it. This reflection is your reminder that his voice isn't distant, it's just different. You won't find it through striving, but through slowing, through surrender. In the gentle voice of God, there's no pressure, only presence. He speaks truth, but never harshly. Correction, but never condemnation. His words build, not break. Heal, not harm. If you listen with your heart, you'll hear more than words. You'll feel his love. How can slowing down help you notice the gentle ways God is already speaking to you? God's voice doesn't fight for space, it waits for room. In the still corners of your heart, he speaks softly, reminding you who you are and whose you are. But if you're constantly moving, constantly filling the silence, you might miss him. This reflection invites you to quiet the inner noise, the doubts, the self-criticism, the pressure to perform, and simply be. Sometimes the clearest word from God is felt, not heard. A peace that makes no sense, a conviction wrapped in kindness, a nudge that feels more like comfort than command. What space can you create today to be more available to God's quiet leading? You don't need to chase a thunderous sign when God is already near, whispering to your soul in ways only you can recognize. His voice may come through scripture, through a quiet prompting, or through the stillness that settles your heart unexpectedly. This reflection reminds you that listening isn't passive, it's intentional. You were designed to hear him, not through noise, but through nearness. Keep your heart open, even when your surroundings are loud. His voice cuts through confusion, not with force, but with peace. What would it take for you to trust that God is already speaking? You just need to pause and listen. God's voice doesn't shout over the noise. It invites you to step away from it. In his gentleness, there is power. In his silence, there is presence. He speaks not just to inform, but to transform. As this reflection ends, remember, you don't have to search far or try harder. Just be still. Listen with your heart. The one who created you is still speaking to you, not with demands, but with love, grace, and steady reassurance. His gentle voice is always near, waiting for you to notice. What part of your life is ready to be transformed by the quiet voice of God?